Peace, brother.
How you doing?
I'm alright.
Alright. Welcome to another episode out with Hakusha. You know what I'm saying? And my brother, I
wanted to go right into it because when I texted you earlier, you said Syrians using
chemicals
on their own people.
That came out. It's a big thing. If you look on any social media, the news, they flashing that shit on CNN like it ain't going, like it's going out of style.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's deplorable.
And then, you know, they comparing it to the Saddam Hussein.
It's inhumane. It's barbaric. It's animalistic.
But it's warfare.
It's warfare. So I want to say, can we refocus on us? Like I would love to.
They got a hold their nuts.
They do.
They got a hold their nuts. I'm bringing it up just because it is a big issue in the media right now.
You're absolutely
It's unfortunate for those folks to, you know, lose so many lives. I think they said the count was up to something like 5,000 right now, and climbing or whatever the case.
Of course, it's
case may be. A lot of chaos going on out there right now. But at the end of the day, they got to hold their nuts, man, because when they come over here, everybody. So I don't want to none of that shit.
Society.
Them niggas got to hold their nuts.
Hey, look.
They got to hold their nuts.
I feel like I would love for the conversation. Idealistically, we want the conversation to be on a humane level, right? You know, we talking about humans and all that. But each ethnicity of human, on some level, has to come to their own nationality, their own nationalism.
Yeah.
And some are progressing with that. Like China has its nationalism, Korea has its nationalism, and because of their nationalism, they are empowered.
Bringing up China, I'm glad that you brought them up real quick. They say that it's turmoil between U.S. and China relations.
Yeah.
I do you know, because Trump, he got a certain perspective on things and how shit should go according to his way of viewing things.
Absolutely.
You know, it's a big issue right now with South China Sea.
Yeah.
With them building up the artificial islands and things of that nature. As a response, the U.S. sent in some more ships and things of that nature. You know, the intimidation factor. So now we at a standstill. Are y'all gonna continue to build? We gotta press y'all harder. Now they saying if things come to a head, and this ain't even war. Even before any kind of war, just economically, it could shut down the world as far as trade goes.
Right.
Because we depend on them, they depend on us. And plus, if we start fighting, everybody else that fall under that umbrella who depend on us are going to be affected also.
And NATO is falling apart.
NATO, yeah.
So
Trump said, you know what Trump said? He said that he wasn't putting the bill no more for that.
Yeah, I know that.
He said he ain't being the world's superhero.
So NATO is falling apart. And to answer your question, what does China do? Do they continue to build, or do they allow us to bully them? They continue to build.
I think they continue to build too because
and we're seeing.
Look at America. America's weak right now. This ain't America from 20, 30 years ago. This is the new America where, you know, this is the America where we encourage coming in second, third, and fourth place. No one's a loser. Everyone's
Are you talking about that on a sociological level?
On a sociological level.
So delve upon that. We have that within the school system.
Yeah, exactly. So that comes from here, right? So, okay. Now, if you grew up in this new era where nobody loses, everybody's a winner, you participated, get you a medal, you get you a 100th place medal, you know what I'm saying? And everybody hugs and kisses. That shit has weakened America. Because all we do is cry, boo-hoo. Oh, you ain't play fair. Oh, you ain't do that fair. Oh, shit, I hate this. Oh, shit, I hate that. You know what? They still our job. Just send them back home and all this dumb shit. At the end of the day, it's on you. It's on us. Now, like I said, the motherfuckers, they got holy nuts.
They do.
They got holy nuts. And that's why I always be worried about us.
I would love, like I was saying, I would love for it to be idealistic. Like we are all faced with things that affect us as a global family, a human family. But because of the way systems are built, America being one of them, like we, especially as African people, as African American people, as people of color within the Pan-African diaspora, we got to deal with the mechanisms that are set forth. So therefore, we always got to deal with our own self-nationalism. You know what I'm saying? Before we can even deal with, you know, before we can deal with ourselves as in the global community, by default, we've done that by our very existence, but that might be getting too deep for right now. For right now, it's like we have to deal with each other, with ourselves on a nationalistic point of view. That doesn't harm those, but just loves us. And doesn't harm anyone else.
Let me ask you this: how come when?
But hold on, how come? And maybe it's the same shit.
It might be the same.
How come when black folk loves each other, other people get mad?
Yeah, they get mad. They say, well.
Because we begin to
it don't exist.
Reverse racism or this, that,
no, it don't exist.
We don't love
it. It don't exist because we're speaking on the national stage. Like, okay, that's as a nation, but we still calling ourselves something that we are not. We're trying to take on something
on
that
a
we
sub,
are not.
on a sub. See,
here's the answer to that
that's
question.
why he said sub.
Yeah.
We are a small nation within this United States. We are our own pretty much community. A lot of dysfunction. But we are essentially we gotta hold our own nuts. At the end of the day, look, Katrina told you that. When Katrina happened, FEMA said, hold your own nuts. And them niggas went and got animals, they got dogs, they got cats off the roof, but they didn't come and get grandma.
Nah.
They didn't come and get your uncle. Dead bodies floating all over the place. So we had to hold our nuts, and we know that now.
But let me answer the question.
So we gonna hold our nuts.
Like why?
But you gotta hold yours too, though.
They absolutely do, and that's why I want to make Syria a fleeting thing. To answer your question, why does everybody consider it some kind of reverse racism when black people love each other? Because it's not supposed to happen under the constructs of this society. So when black people love each other, here's what happens. See, the love is it's a feeling. You know, it's inspired. It's inspiration. So we say, what's the physical manifestation of that inspiration? We do shit like we spend money among each other. We do shit like
probably the most important thing.
We feed each other. So here's what happens. When we deal with each other, we count out other people.
Well, and we take away because everybody else eat off us.
And they're so used to that. So when the shit gets slim, when the pickings get slim, we're like, oh my God, black people are thinking. So innately, the knee-jerk reaction is a hatred. Like, that's not fair. I'm so used to eating off the fat of the back of black folks that when they begin to eat their own fat, it's not fair.
It's not fair and it's not right. And then that's when they start bombing us.
And that's when you have move organizations.
Now, for our audience that might not know, the only people who has ever been bombed on in the United States of America are black people. I ain't saying people of color. I'm not talking about minorities. That's all confusion.
You're not talking about
I'm specifically talking about black folk. I'm talking about the movement in Philadelphia.
I just want you to know.
They bombed them.
I just want you to.
And I'm talking about the nigga Michael McCon Johnson that whooped them police ass in Dallas. They bombed him with the robot. So we the only ones that get bombed. No, they don't bomb nobody.
That's not true.
Waco.
That's not true.
Waco who?
Waco, Texas.
Texas.
Yeah. So I just want.
Who did they bomb in Waco, Texas? Maybe I'm not familiar. Bring me up to speed. Bring me up to speed. How did they bomb them?
With bombs.
C4.
Well, of course,
C4, tanks, a whole bunch of shit.
Okay, maybe I'm good.
Yo, your aunt.
Okay.
And
right here, down the street. A whole bunch of crackers got bombed.
Yeah, I mean, even so I just want to use Waco as an example. Anytime in America, and it's not the first time. I mean, there are all types of things that happen in Middle America. Yeah, like anytime. And here's the thing. Here's the only thing that kind of unites us across the board. If you're like against the opposing government. White people have been bombed, black people have been bombed. Black people are bombed for their racial, social, economic.
We get bombed when we come together.
And that's what I mean. But let me clarify. It's a racial, social, economic stance. White people get bombed from a social, economic stance. But when you
what's the difference?
It's not what's the difference. Here's the question you should be asking. What's the common denominator? The common denominator is socio-economic injustice. That's the common denominator, because racism is a baby of socio-economic injustice. It was just, and that's not to say that racism
is a tool. It's a tool.
But it's like in that question, which came first, socio-economic injustice or racism? Socio-economic injustice. Racism was just an excuse, and now we are all byproducts of that. It's not to say it's not real, but it did not come first.
I have a question. I have a question for that. Being that the so-called black man and black woman, the melanated person, the originator of the human being, if we're that person, how does somebody else get control and then make the standards of what's what?
Okay, I think I can kind of answer that question now. I wasn't there when they decided to change the tables, but for my studies and my travels, black people, right, the sun people, we are a benevolent people. We are benevolent people. We have always been. I don't got a light. That's why I never lighted.
We assholes.
No. But for the most, I mean, everybody. I mean, when you say that, let's give it. When for the most part, most people aren't assholes, but most people can be influenced by assholes.
The reason we here right now is because other black people are like, yeah, take them.
But the question really to go into why is that the dominant gene, the dominant species,
let me answer that.
The dominant species not so dominant anymore.
Why is not?
But there's two parts of the question. Are they being trolled into thinking that they're somebody that they're not, or they really don't have a knowledge of self? And when they come into a thing called knowledge of self, they're not really true and real with understanding knowledge of self.
All right. Well, this is my answer to you. One, a lot of us don't have knowledge of self. Okay, we was taught not to have knowledge of self. When you take a people when you take a people, some of us is already here, some of us is born here. Now, when you take those people and you say, look, you don't speak Jumanji no more. You gonna speak English. You ain't from Africa. You ain't come from great kings. You came from a whole of a slave ship. When you do those kind of things and you recalibrate the mindset of people, you erase their history and do things like that. Of course, but see, the reason how now your first question was how as being dominant people, because we keep a pistol on us. Even when we ain't got a pistol, we got a pistol on us. And if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because we could wipe out this whole world and it'll all be black.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Simple.
Simple. We just mate with their women and everybody in this motherfucker be black. You see what I'm saying? But
I was thinking about this on the bus the other day, not to cut you off.
Okay, go ahead.
If we were really in a spirit of warfare, like if we understood everything, like we need military, we need